We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Oh my God, what is the problem? We'll tell you on this show. We'll tell you. All right. Everybody's bags are melting down. Everybody thought the crypto summit was going to be, I don't know what they thought. And everyone is bearish. And last night, the market makers, Binance, BlackRock, all the big players took everyone's crypto because the Canadians elected a new premier or a new president, prime minister, who doesn't appear to be any different from the last one. Okay. Is screaming about the tariffs, and they dumped the entire market. Fear greed is at 20. That means 80% of people in crypto are bearish. Everybody dumped the Bitcoins last night. I mean, was Ethereum supposed to go to 2,000 on what? On what? So bearish sentiment is at 80%. 80% of people are bearish. Everyone thinks crypto people have to go to work at McDonald's, and I think it's a bottom. I mean, I watched this guy I used to work with, right? I watched a video that he made, 45-minute video about stocks. Like 3/4 of the way through the video, he goes, you should be long Bitcoin, short the Magnificent Seven. That means long Web3, short Web2. Like the way he said it, it was like, it's obvious. It's obvious, right? Stock market, done, right? Crypto market, nowhere to go but up because the dollar has nowhere to go but down. And I keep saying this, and I understand that people's bags are wrecked. I get it in altcoins, but I just don't get this unbelievable bearish sentiment with Bitcoin at 80K. I mean, the way this is trading, the way this is going, you would think Bitcoin was at like 60K and Michael Saylor was getting liquidated. His average price is 66. So he's looking at 79 overnight and is like drooling. And of course, market makers knew he was coming in. So they took every opportunity, like an illiquid Sunday, to drop the market, liquidate everybody, and just grab everyone's crypto. I mean, I made a joke on my Twitter that it was BlackRock getting it all, but market makers who have to fill all these orders just convinced everybody to just sell. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a little bit upsetting, although not shocking, right? Because, everybody has to do their final disappointment heave on this crypto summit. And you know what? When you look at today's news and you digest this crypto summit, like everybody was expecting like something that would immediately moon their bags. And the reality is there's been a massive policy shift in the US government towards Bitcoin and crypto. And Michael Saylor is at the forefront and the spokesperson. I saw a tweet from a guy who I know who was like a UK native. And he was posting photos of, everyone around the table and the orange man talking with his yellow tie. He's like, wow, man, I wish we had this in England. You know what I'm saying? This is so cool. Meanwhile, everybody over here is like, oh my God, I'm negative. We want an investigation into Trump coin. And I don't know. I think the market got this summit trade wrong. The first trade is always wrong. Tariffs down, wrong. Summit down, wrong. Right? We just unwound some of the excessive post-election hype in lieu of this sell the fact. Like, I am so tired of sell the fact. We have sold the fact to the point where we're bearish as every big player on the planet is like, oh my God, I need to buy this. I need to get out of stocks. I need to get out of the dollar, and I need to get into crypto. And we are selling it to them with reckless abandon. Like it's never been clearer that you're supposed to buy it, and we're all selling. Like we can't get out fast enough. We're all getting ready to go clock in at McDonald's. Like those jokes are everywhere. I understand people are wrecked in all coins, but I don't understand the bearish sentiment at all. At all. So we'll just go over it. We'll go over it. We'll go over the charts. We'll go over what they did to Cardano. Oh my God. We'll go over what happened with XRP. XRP is between $2 and $3. First everyone loved it at 3. Then they hated it at 2. And then after the summit, XRP people came back in and was like, hey, okay, maybe this is not as bad as we thought. We'll talk about YouTube views, because YouTube views were for a period went to 0. They went to 0 because people were just completely disgusted. In other words, in a technical analysis textbook, before this morning, last night on Sunday, March 9th, we were at revulsion, meaning people were just like, I'm not touching this. There was a guy on my stream. He said, I'm getting even and I'm getting out and I'm never coming back. That's what he said. And now I understand he's upset. Oh, I totally get it. But the thing is, if you get even, you don't want to sell it. When people say, I'm going to get even and get out forever, either it crashes like FTX, or when you get even, you've got some gigantic player going, oh, you're selling your crypto? Oh, thank you very much. Whoosh, see it. That's what happens. You never get even. And if you either never get even, or if you do, it explodes. So I don't know what people are doing, but I know what I'm doing, and we'll just go over that. Grandpa Keeter from the West Coast, up just with the crack of dawn. What's up? Alexander, crypto scam, Zepedas, Udi, welcome. Hello, what is going on? I will tell you. Can't stop the Cap TV catching it live. Tyler, warm on, right? When will the crypto community stop pressing the self-destruct button? I don't know, man. I don't know, but Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, BlackRock, MicroStrategy will be like, oh, don't stop pushing that button. Keep on pushing it. Where else are we going to get our crypto from? Get fit, don't quit. Bitcoin and MicroStrategy only. You know what, bro? I don't disagree. Leo, oh no. Maxwell, Will Noble, welcome. Jake Pellich, Taz Pinball, Roby, Vanessa, East Alien, Hornet 919. Gian and Old Smoky says, got Bill. Well, you got Bill this morning. So let's get busy. Okay. Job creation leaps in first job report. Despite hitting 151,000 on federal layoffs, here is a race between private sector growth and federal layoff, with potentially millions of idle workers coming back after stagnation. Okay. So businesses feel better. People are going back to work in the private sector. Public sector job creation is, obviously going to get wrecked and continue to do so. And the big question is, what does this mean for monetary policy? I don't know. I think the Fed's taking the whole year off. I don't know if private sector hiring is going to be bigger than public sector layoffs. I just think it means the dollar's going lower. That's just what it means, right? If you have this kind of austerity in the U.S. and Europe is about to go on a debt binge and their stock market's going higher, at the end of the day, I don't know what this means. I just feel like it means the dollar's going lower. U.S. aircraft intercepts somebody over the Orange Man's Florida home. I mean, I saw this, and I saw the next thing is a fake alien invasion. The stuff we got on the tape these days is crazy banana pants. Like, the Canadian Prime Minister goes, we're going to do tariffs on the United States. Ooh, everyone dumps the market. Crazy. Like, this is like, ignore the noise. I'm sure the people who live at this Florida home are like not happy about it, but noise everywhere. Okay, so the Orange Man wants Greenland. I love this. Let's cut $100 million from the bill, from the government, and let's go buy a country. Like, you have any idea how much it would cost? Like, I know why they want Greenland. It's strategic on the sea lanes. They got a lot of water there. I was in a project that had water rights in Greenland. I understand why they want it, but if we absorb the country, how much does that cost again? Again, this is like they're going to spend no matter what. They're going to, and I don't mean this. It's a politically neutral statement. They're going to spend no matter what. The question is, what are they spending it on? Are they giving avocado studies in foreign countries for $300,000 or $3 million or whatever? Or are they buying Greenland? The dollar is going lower. The only way out of a debt problem is to devalue the currency. And when I see this stuff, I'm like, what is the end of the debt problem again? It's positive Bitcoin, especially since they're into it. They're into it. They're going to spend money, lower the currency, and pump Bitcoin philosophically or actually. And everyone's bearish. Like everyone. Look at this. Fear greed at 27 with Bitcoin at 81K at 5 o'clock yesterday. Fear greed now at 20 at midnight today. So we went from 27 to 20 overnight. Not even overnight, in 6 hours. It's like, what? Look at this. Like, this is funny. This is funny, right? This is all of crypto Twitter getting our old jobs back after the White House summit. Now, this is a really funny video. But I mean, when crypto Twitter is going to McDonald's, Michael Saylor is going, I'm taking all of it. If I loved it at 109, I got to have it all at 80. Please sell it to me. Crypto Twitter is going to McDonald's. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then there's this tweet, right? Which, I understand why they would do it, but is Canada nuking the market? Were the Canadians the ones selling it last night? Or is this whole idea about them not being happy about pushing the orange man, pushing them around? Of course they're not happy about pushing the orange man around. I don't think most Americans like this, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously at the southern border, that's been a gigantic criminal enterprise for I don't know how long, but I don't understand picking on the Canadians, and neither do the Canadians. And I don't know that this guy's any different from Trudeau, but whatever. Like, we're going to sell Bitcoin down 5% because these guys have their undies in a bunch about tariffs or threats of tariffs. You got to be kidding me. Now, I understand that, Wendy's she's smart. She's engagement farming. But crypto people going back to McDonald's and is Canada nuking the market. I'm like, Michael Saylor is at home going, he's on the phone with Binance going, hey, you guys got my crypto, right? You guys are taking all this down at 80, right? Anthony Pomplino, fear greed index for crypto 1 year ago was at 92. Today we're at 17. Bitcoin is 20% higher over the time frame. Don't get tricked by sentiment. It's all noise. Dude, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's not all noise. People are not happy about how this summit thing went down, and Orange Man sold over the top of us with his meme coin. So I get it. People are not happy. But I also agree that getting all negative here is crazy. I mean, unless your accountant is saying, hey, let's get rid of this for tax loss reasons, or I did a stupid trade and it's not working out, let's move somewhere else. Okay. But like packing it in and revulsion and no one looking at crypto anymore, that's crazy. You got to look at crypto even harder. Okay. All right. So on the subject of what might be negative, the Japanese government bond auctions are going from terrible to worse. Last week saw a dismal 10-year auction with the lowest blah, 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 blah ever. And now another terrible 5-year note auction, which is basically saying that, nobody really wants Japanese government debt because, believe it or not, inflation's out of control. And so is their debt problem. Like, their debt problem is twice as bad as ours, literally, because they have a population problem on top of it. And Zero Hedge's conclusion is soon there will be a failed auction. And this is the whole yen problem from last year, supposedly. All right. So if the Japanese government bond market doesn't function anymore, that brings in the Bank of Japan and the Fed and everybody, I would think. Right. I mean, Japan sinks into the ocean. I mean, it's a big economy, folks. It's big. It's top 5. Okay. The Japanese insurance companies and banks alone are huge, and they're holding all this debt, right? Okay. So when this kind of stuff happens, you have to ask yourself, could this be negative for stocks? Yeah, could be. Is this necessarily bad for crypto? Not necessarily. What do you think the Japanese public is doing? What do you think the American public is doing every time they go to look in the grocery store? So if the Japanese public is watching their government meltdown and United States citizens are getting just blown up at the grocery store, could this crypto summit have been a government endorsement of crypto so normies can stop thinking it's a scam or for bad people? Has anyone thought of that? I don't think so. In other words, the government has said you can do crypto. And all the normies who don't think they can do crypto go, oh, wow, the government says we can do crypto. Meaning the government thinks it's safe to do crypto. That's what I'm saying. So could this be a problem? Yes. Could this be a problem that leads a lot of people to go, you know what? I'm sick of this. I want Web3. Yeah. Yeah. And we're all going to McDonald's, though. 24-hour revenue at pump.fun, the lowest in 6 months, 7 months. Okay. So, putting some pain on pump.fun, I'm actually okay with that. But I know if the market ever turned around, they would all go right back. I've rationalized this in my mind that pump.fun is, it's like Vegas. The house is always going to win, usually. But it's a test of Solana. Right. They're just testing the Solana network. So when people want to come play on this thing and, get hurt, fine. It's testing Solana. Solana is a battle tested network. Right. It's not that Bitcoin is crashing. It's that the whole market is. Everything is. Okay. Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla down 50%. Equities like melted down. Good. Because the whole thing over there was stupid. Bezos, all these CEOs, they just, Jamie Dimon, they sold you everything. There was an all-you-can-eat buffet at the top. Retail bought it all over there. Institutions, Bezos been selling, Warren Buffett, everyone's selling, retail buys the top, classic in stocks, and then boom. Like they've lost all momentum over there. There's no momentum. All the momentum trades in stocks being unwound. Hedge funds can't get short fast enough. It's all garbage, right? We've been talking about this. Partners talking about this, like decoupling. Right? And then one guy said it yesterday. It's like, you should be short the Magnificent Seven, long Bitcoin. Thank you for watching my show. That's it. All right, so S&P and QQQ. This is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100. Pain diagram, checking futures on Sunday night. Headache, stomach ache, checking futures on Sunday night with tariff news. It's their problem. Their market is hyperinflated, and our market has been annihilated. We've done a cycle within a cycle. We went all the way up and all the way down in most alts, and Bitcoin went down 25%, just like a stock. And of course, they're selling it, and it's over. Meanwhile, Gemini is applying for an IPO, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it because they're going to be able to list all kinds of new coins. I actually had Tyler Winklevoss respond to me over the weekends, like, hey, maybe you guys can list more than 10 coins. And he's like, yeah, we're going to list 100, and they're going to IPO, and they're going to compete with Coinbase, which means Coinbase is going to have to get off their duff, right, and start listing base coins and get with the program, because they've been listing these dumb memes and they've been dumping it on their customers' head because they can do what they want. Now they can't do what they want if Gemini's got enough money to compete with them, right? They're going to have to crank it up. Kraken is not competition for Coinbase. It's not. Gemini could be, especially if they got IPO money. Saylor Strategic Bitcoin Reserve has the potential to generate 16 to 81 trillion in wealth for the U.S. by 2045. So Bitcoin now has a new spokesman, Michael Saylor, bull posting it on behalf of MicroStrategy or Strategy and Uncle Sam. I think that was the whole point of the summit. Like, I was like, all right, no, our bags didn't get pumped and everyone's getting out and everyone's bearish. What's the good news? The good news is by the time Bitcoin Vegas happens in May, they will probably have done something, and Saylor is going to have a presentation where he's going to say, God bless Bitcoin and God bless America. We're buying it all. Bitcoin forever. Hope you bought some at 80K. Because where is this thing going to be in May with Saylor and these guys all day on the tape, all day? The summit gave these guys an excuse to get Saylor out there. And of course, after they sell it, Saylor's like, hey, I'm issuing paper. We'll go over that. Hey, I'm going to issue all the legacy, whatever's I can, because legacy will sell it because they make a lot of money selling that kind of stuff. They make a nice spread. Michael Saylor wants $100 worth of money. Wall Street sells it. They collect 10 cents. They give Michael Saylor, 90 cents or what, I'm saying? They collect a nice spread when they do these special trades like what Michael Saylor's doing. These investment banks will do it. They'll do it until they can't do it anymore. Really. David Sachs explains the strategic Bitcoin reserve, the digital asset stockpile, and why the U.S. government believes Bitcoin is special, a unique store of value that we should never sell. Now, if this was your next door neighbor retweeting this, you would be like, government didn't move my bags. I'm going to McDonald's. But it's Michael Saylor retweeting it. Right? Nobody cares what some dumb government guy says in a suit. But if Michael Saylor is retweeting it, hey, you have to think about this, right? Normally he's on CNBC going, yeah, Bitcoin's great. Look at my cool orange tie. Get out of NVIDIA. And retail investors are like, shut up. I'm buying a dip in NVIDIA because that's worked for 15 years. Now Mike is on CNBC going, the government said we're doing it and you need to pay attention to that. Right. Not only is the government not hostile, but they're endorsing it. They're encouraging it. And Michael Saylor is going to be on the tape every single day, along with everybody else. Everybody else who's at the summit knows they got to keep talking it up. Right. If they're talking it up while Mike and BlackRock are buying it and the general public in the equities world is going, oh, okay, wait a second. These stocks are not working out. Maybe I should buy the Bitcoin ETF. And everyone in crypto is going to McDonald's because their altcoins or their meme coins fell out of bed. That's crazy. Everyone in crypto has got this meme mentality that the market should automatically move. Meanwhile, Michael Saylor and the guys in the suits are saying, yeah, we endorse this. Go into Coinbase and get busy, right? Here's Tyler Winklevoss, right? The Trump administration showed up in full force yesterday, right? And here are all the guys from the government. And again, if this was some random dude, he'd be like, who cares? But, these guys are excited now. They're ready to go. They're excited and we're bearish. America will be the Bitcoin superpower of the world. So says the White House. Anybody been in crypto more than 3 years knows that you thought you would never see this tweet, right? We assumed correctly, I always did, that Gensler was taking his orders from the top. That the banks will call the president and the president will call Gensler and says, get after these people. Now it's the other way around. And we are all selling and bearish, all selling. Like we can't dump it fast enough. Like Sunday night looked like it was going to zero. Looked like it was going to zero. Like, wow, look at them sell Ethereum at 2,000. Crazy. El Salvador officially has its first follower. Okay. So El Salvador started it. Orange Man's right behind him. Little guy innovates, big guy wins. U.S. banks can now be validators on Ethereum. Massive win for ETH, and they were selling it. Like you don't think the banks are going to come in and do something on Ethereum and DeFi? Now that they can play, Wall Street's just going to go, yeah, you know what? Let's just stick around in credit cards where we have all kinds of losses and defaults. Let's sit around and lose money. We don't want to do any of this. The government's doing it, but, whatever. We'll just skip it. No, the government's doing it means we can do it. And actually, if the government's doing it, it means we can't not do it. But crypto dinwits, sell, sell, sell. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, how many of these headlines have we got? Old rule, when VIX in fear in stocks go up, buy. Interesting. Right? So maybe the fear over there is also stupid. CBDC in the EU and the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they want to do a CBDC, here's what I suggest. You do Bitcoin and you do antivirus with both hands, right? You're going to need privacy because not everyone is on your side. They're not on your side with finances. They're not on your side with speech. Antivirus took off last night because McAfee is now talking on Spotify. I'm waiting for people to figure this out. When they do, like, you are going to be able to interview John McAfee. And this is why you need John McAfee back out there. Because, yeah, we're into it, but, the rest of the world's going in the opposite direction. Okay, so the American left is not big on this whole Doge thing, right? And this Doge thing is a show, and they're going to try a government shutdown. Whatever. It's like the orange man wants it. The orange man gets it. Did we get the big Bitcoin purchase we were looking for? No. But I don't know. If they say they're doing it, and Michael Saylor says they're doing it, and it's a big symbolic gesture, and everyone's bearish, and all the people who are trying to resist the orange man, you're not going to resist the orange man. So good luck. You can fly UFOs over his house if you want. Good luck. They're not going to stop. And now they got Michael Saylor and Tyler Winklevoss and everybody on it, on the tape all day, every day. Hey, here's a bullish thing. Here's an IPO. Here we go. We're buying a miner. The miners are issuing debt to get Bitcoin. It's never going to stop. Okay, Deutsche Bank, which, by the way, is doing well, by the way, as I understand it, on their stock, says the U.S. dollar could lose its dominance. Yeah. In other words, the dollar's going massively lower, like massively lower over time, or right now, whatever. I mean, whatever. It's going lower. It's got to go lower. That doesn't have to vaporize. Everyone in crypto is like, well, it even moons or goes to zero. It's going to steadily go down. Dollar's falling every day. Every day. Now, it could be this thing in Japan. It's not always the best, but it's going down versus the yen and the euro. Those are the two major currencies that you measure how the dollar does, right? Okay. So dollar losing its dominance, dollar yen down, euro up. Everyone's selling Bitcoin. Crazy. Charles Hodgkins, after watching the summit, I think it's time for crypto to change strategies. No, Charles. Actually, it's time for you to build something on Cardano. That's what it's time for. Okay. And who knows? That might actually happen because now everyone has to get off their duff and do something. This includes XRP. This includes Ethereum. This includes everything. It's like, people have witnessed the disappointment trade. So if you're not building something on your platform, the government just told you to build something. Build it. Go build it. Michael Saylor this morning, there's only room for one nation state to buy up 20% of the network, and I think it will be the United States. I mean, when you put it that way, and everybody is selling, we're going to buy 20% of Bitcoin. I think America should do it. And Mike is going to stop this, right? He's going to just, let me just go back to the office, chill out. No, I don't think so. I really don't. Lock the clock. It's about time. Yeah, can we stop this daylight savings time, please? Now, Michael Saylor is now turning into kind of like the Elon Musk of Twitter. Like, he can start tweeting about other things other than Bitcoin. Like, he's expanding his voice. Because personally, I'm tired of Elon and his show. It just feels like attention getting at this point. I'm over it, right? Now, I understand it's very entertaining, but it's not entertaining anymore when the Secretary of State is losing his mind, screaming at you. I would rather listen to Michael Saylor, honestly. Oh, my God. The historic Bitcoin state reserve bill establishing a plan has been approved in Texas. 500 million Bitcoin every year. So here's Ted Cruz, a completely unlikable individual. Honestly, completely unlikable. Both Texas senators are unlikable, which is really funny, right? But there's nothing unlikable about Texas. Texas is just great, right? I'm biased. Texas is the best, right? And of course, we're the ones who are like, yeah, okay, we're not interested in Uncle Sugar's green toilet paper, so let's get some Bitcoin. Love it. Love it. Can't stop loving it. $110 billion VanEck suggests 6 ways for the United States to buy Bitcoin. Possible budget neutral ways to acquire Bitcoin. Gee, an innovative idea out there. That's why you have summits. And you can just print this and send it on over. I love this. I love this. Binance founder says too much money is spent chasing small quick gains in crypto. Yeah, dude, like the leverage trading platform where you just liquidate everybody every day, drive down the market, and then hoover it all up. Focus on ethical teams that build for the long term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. Yeah, dude, I know. Right. Meanwhile, antivirus is worth $4 million or $5 million market cap. Privacy, green plants, merch, talking. A deceased person is now podcasting on Spotify. Yet there's no one interested. There's no one interested because characters like this can't stop liquidating people. They liquidate the longs, they liquidate the shorts. They're having a great time. Yeah, okay. So, take the leverage down, dude. But I guess if people want to do leverage, he'll take their money. At the end of the day, you should take the guy's advice. People invest in stocks. If you invested in NVIDIA in 2014, you got 1,000x. People don't know that. Like if you invested in NVIDIA, if you've been working at NVIDIA for 15 or 20 years, you're done for life. Literally, you're done. If you just held on to that stock and just hodled it all the way up. I mean, Tether is one of the primary stable coins. Okay. People don't like Tether. And when this treasury guy brought up the dollar keeping its dominance by having stable coins, they basically said that Uncle Sugar wants to make sure that the stablecoin game is secure and therefore allows, more integrity in the system. It's the primary job of government to defend the currency and protect the people, right? The primary job of government is to protect the people. The primary job of the Fed should be to defend the currency. Well, they print the currency. These guys want to defend it with stable coins. And this guy is right that people are not getting how bullish this statement really was. And you know what? I agree. I didn't think it was that bullish. I was like, yeah, okay, more blah, 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 blah about stable coins. I'm like, wait a minute. Could he be talking about the integrity of the market? Yeah, he could be. And that unto itself is bullish. Like the U.S. government says, we want integrity in the crypto market. Oh, that's bullish. Meanwhile, CZ just continues to liquidate everybody. $120 million in an hour. Well, you can just keep liquidating everybody. Longs, shorts. It feels like it's the same people. It's a wonder anybody's got any trading capital left. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy has 2.5% of all the world's Bitcoin, and Mike just wants more. He's like, hey, $21 billion. We're going to sell this paper until people don't want it anymore. The Japanese government can sell bonds even though no one wants them. Well, we're going to sell bonds. We're going to sell any of this paper. We're going to sell it until they won't take it anymore. They won't take it anymore. We'll sell it at the top. We'll sell it at the bottom. We'll sell it to anybody who will take it. I'm buying Bitcoin at 80 because I think it's going to 13 million, right? I mean, if everyone's upside target 2 months ago was 200K and last night, I mean, they're just like, please, it's like it was all radioactive or something. Please get this away from me. I need to get it out of my house. It's going to turn me it's going to turn me. It's so radioactive. I don't know, man. I'm going to turn green like the Hulk and smash everything because I can't get this away from me. Mike is like, okay, I'll take it from you. Here's the press release. Unbelievable. Okay. Orange Man bull posting the FIFA meme coin. When they do stuff like this, it's like, the Orange Man does a lot of weird things. Like they want to come after him for his meme coin. So naturally he goes out and pumps another one. Just doesn't care, right? He just doesn't care. He's just going to do whatever he's going to do. El Salvador gets another Bitcoin. Okay. World Liberty Financial. They have $110 million in losses on nine cryptocurrencies. ETH represents 65% of the total loss. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much worse can it get for ETH? How much more bearish can people get? I don't know. Is Ethereum made of aluminum? This is the Ethereum dump. This tweet, I think, is from February 9th. Okay. So again, interesting. Tariffs wrecked Ethereum. Ethereum went down what? 30%, 40% on this. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Stark has been the best performing liquid preferred stock in the last decade. They're also a huge chunk of the this type of stock. Normally no one talks about. Definitely not on crypto YouTube. No one cares about preferred stock. It's just like quirky thing you study in business school and never see again. These guys just issuing it. It's like a hybrid between a stock and a bond. It's like, we will give you all of this. And you have to ask yourself, this is the thing I don't understand. I've never understood this. Who buys all this stuff that MicroStrategy sells? Like MicroStrategy borrows money by issuing a legacy instrument to get money to buy Bitcoin. Okay. Who buys the stock? Who buys this stuff? Easy. Huge insurance companies, huge pension funds from every country in the whole world that doesn't have the authorization to buy anything crypto related like ETFs or spot. They can't do it. But they can buy MicroStrategy stock, which is kind of overvalued, or they can buy this new stuff that's coming out, or both. So you have insurance companies and huge pension funds and all kinds of people like, who do you think Wall Street sells it to? It's like, hey, guys, look what we got. Mutual funds, whatever. So hedge funds want to short it. They want to short Michael Saylor stock because it's a little overvalued versus the Bitcoin that they hold and whatever. Meanwhile, you just got insurance companies buying it. Again, who's he selling it to? He sold it at the top. He sold it at the bottom. He's just averaging in. And hedge funds are betting against strategy. And I'm like, wow, you guys are long NVIDIA and short MicroStrategy. Now they want to get short NVIDIA too, but I don't know, man. This guy took like a 50% loss and sat there and looked at it for 6 months. His average price in 2021 was like 48K. His overall average price was like 30 something. And he watched it at 16 it was below 20 for 6 months. Do you think this guy cares about a 25% decline? And the question is, why do you? Well, the answer is, why do you care? Because your bags are vaporized. And I understand that. But this guy doesn't care. And now he's got, he's essentially the Uncle Sugar spokesperson for Bitcoin. He's out there telling everybody in the United States, hey, get involved. Hey, the Orange Man says it's okay. Orange Man's wearing his bright gold tie. He's like, hey, should have been orange. But he's like, hey, let's go. Let's get involved. You know how many friends come up to Toby and say, hey, Toby, I want to do crypto, but is it safe? I thought that was all fake. Well, they just did a huge public relations campaign, which is why they had Gemini, Kraken, Robinhood, Coinbase, everyone at the summit. They want retail to come in and get involved. They want corporations to get involved. I mean, you have Michael Saylor touting an Orange Man endorsement. Okay. CZ wants Elon to get rid of bots on social media. CZ, how about you stop liquidating everybody? How about that? Okay, the Canadian Prime Minister says Bitcoin had serious deficiencies. Okay, bro. A bunch of people wanted to have a protest and you shut down their bank accounts. You can prove to me that you're any different from the last guy who was there. I suspect not. I suspect it's a different political party, but if this is the first thing that he says, or this is the first headline, I understand if the Canadians, they're hockey players, right? They don't drop the gloves and fight. Okay. I like my Canadians that way, but come on, man. We're selling Bitcoin overnight because of a speech by the president of Canada. Are you kidding me? Okay. Bitcoin odds of June highs, Sol's outflows, right? Top stories of the week right here. When he first signed the strategic reserve, I was not happy. I was like, wow, really? You guys aren't going to buy anything? All right. But they've run a commercial for it. They've run a commercial for XRP, Solana. They've given it airtime. They've told Americans that it's okay to invest in these things, and Michael Saylor is never going to stop talking about it. He's going to be talking about effectively a U.S. government endorsement of digital assets, which is exactly what happens, right? And everyone had all these high hopes and they got dashed, and now it's returning back to some form of reality. And then Michael Saylor comes in and is like, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And everyone's like, oh, darn, I sold. I shouldn't have. Okay. Largest government crypto holdings, 98%. Bitcoin. Oh my God, Bitcoin, oh my God, it's a weekly close below 82. Michael Saylor's like, yeah, thank God. Okay, John McAfee is now talking. Here's how this works. They can do a query and say, John, what do you think about this? They query the chatbot, John McAfee. The chatbot responds, and then they push a button and they feed it that text and it'll talk. John McAfee will talk and is now doing a podcast on Spotify. And it's a question of time before you just do a query and it automatically talks, followed by no query at all. Just talk to it. Just talk to it. And if you live in any of these countries where they're trying to do CBDCs, or they're trying to tell you what you can and cannot post, or cannot text, you can get a phone and get a SIM card and talk and look at things on the internet, and they don't know it's you. You can buy gift cards and they don't know it's you. And there's a Solana mixer, so you can have privacy on some of your wealth, which is exactly what McAfee wanted. So they have his vision completely built, and he's talking on Spotify, and it's, the market's, I'm like, oh, okay. And then, I posted something, like Janice talked about, her being out front, posted a video from the Janice interview about, hey, I used to do podcasts with the man and now I'm out front. So we got John talking and Janice talking. And how long is it going to be before they can actually have a conversation? And what's that going to look like on the internet with a dead guy being brought back to life? Twitter tried to get rid of it and they just put it on Spotify. So they're afraid of it and it's coming back. It's coming back. Cryptocurrency is the currency for the people. You want to be edgy? Yeah, McAfee. You want to be more vanilla? You got Saylor. This vision is happening, and this is a dead guy talking on Twitter. I'm sorry, talking on Spotify. So, right, and here's the chart. So they put this out, like the project pounded the table last night on this podcast, like when it bottomed. And there's a whole bunch of people that came in and bought it. They used the main McAfee Twitter feed twice. Naturally, everyone in crypto, it dips. And now we'll see if it comes back. Because I got a lot of Janice clips, and and they can get McAfee podcasting on a regular basis. John McAfee, the resurrected AI John McAfee, will talk to Joe Rogan one day. And this is at 4 million. Okay. It's like Michael Saylor with Bitcoin at 80K. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go to charts. So DXY down only. Every candle red. Down, 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 down. Right? Head and shoulders top. Discount zone is at 100. There's no reason why it's not going down there. None. Because the euro has bottomed and the yen goes up all the time. I know this thing with the yen is scary for stocks, crypto, digital assets. All right, fine. It's scary. Whatever. Right? I mean, it's like the yen's got problems. The dollar's going lower. Fiat has problems and everyone is selling. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So here's Bitcoin on like a 4-hour chart. Interesting how some of this DeMark work has kind of changed. This looks like the first leg up and the second leg up, the second leg down, and then it's going to be followed by a third leg up. That's just me. You know, clear 13 bottom in Cardano just destroyed this thing. Destroyed it. I mean, it looks like a bottom. You know, XRP doesn't look like much, but this 4-wave indicates that unless XRP completely falls out of bed, there's eventually going to be a move back above 3, above this high. You know, Harry, oh my God, there's all this talk over the weekend about, you know, Garlinghouse wanted Solana included in the strategic reserve because he was afraid about everybody being jealous and hating on XRP. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Are you kidding me with this? Are you kidding me? This is the self-imposed kill switch. Like the project heads themselves are, I don't know, either they're doing and saying weird things or crypto Twitter's like making stuff up in their heads, which happens often. Like sometimes I have to go into the McAfee Telegram group and they're like, well, this is not happening. I'm like, actually, bro, it is happening. I was there at the table when it happened. I was like, oh, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that XRP is fast money. It's fast money, man. And it's got a payment solution that helps banks, but I don't know. We loved it at 3 and we hated it at 2. Stupid. I mean, Michael Saylor's telling you what to do with these things. Okay, ETH, I can't imagine what anyone's thinking with ETH. I don't even understand it. It's like, you know, every signal in ETH, they took it down to this DeMark point perfectly. 1992, a very good year, by the way. 1992. And they just keep selling it. And it doesn't make any sense. And who knows? They may leave it here for a while. ETH at 2000. I mean, that's like FTX. It's like FTX style levels. Just destroyed. No one bullish. That's it. And same thing with XRP, right? XRP people are pumped up. They're all looking for content because they're all scared. I know the price action is scary, but like these are big American cryptos. That's all you need to know. Like Solana, all right, Solana slumping, but I don't know, man. It's like it doesn't make me negative, right? Like Solana's probably headed for a second 13 bottom. There's massive support at 116. I don't know. There are guys on crypto Twitter talking about like 70 or 90. All right. I mean, you're going to run into huge buyers down there. Huge. Like I have this joke, you know, I have this joke on my Twitter, you know. Just went to this place in Texas. It's just this funny coffee bar, right? And I was like, I found everyone's crypto. They'll just take everything from you. Solana, XRP, all this high market cap stuff that they can put in ETFs. Because, you know, people are like, oh, ETFs, like no one cares about ETFs. ETFs are going to happen for sure because they want the general public invested. They want this to happen. They want it to happen. Right. And again, like if you go over here to ETH, right? Like who in God's name is selling ETH into a new low on the discount zone with a 5-wave bottom. This is Luxalgo. Who's selling? This is the discount zone on the daily chart. Who's selling ETH down here? You got to be kidding me. It's like you buy ETH for your children at these levels. Your children's like college fund account, right? Bitcoin is at equilibrium. You have Bitcoin in a balanced state. Why do you think Michael Saylor's coming in and going, you know, Mike doesn't need to know it's at the equilibrium level on the daily chart. He doesn't. He doesn't. You know, good luck walking into Michael Saylor's office and saying, you know, Mike, this chart, you know, it looks terrible. Like, I think it's going to 70. It doesn't look good to me. But do you think he cares? Like Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart got down almost to its discount zone last night. And of course, it can't get there because who in God's name is gonna sell Bitcoin below 80 when Michael Saylor's out there? I don't know. I guess somebody, you know, they want to sell it. Okay. It didn't pay to buy it in the premium zone. I don't think it's going to pay to sell it in the discount zone. That's just me, right? I was too bullish at the top. I can admit that. I was too bullish. I should have been like, yeah, let's wait for the dip. Okay, you got the dip. So if I had been perfectly correct, if I had gotten this 100%, I would have been like, hey, let's wait for the dip. Arthur Hayes said there was going to be a dip. Let's wait for the dip. Okay, here's the dip. Now what do you want to do? In a perfect world, like, you know, you got out of some of it at the top. And if you had gotten out of some of it at the top, what would you want to be doing at the bottom when bearish sentiment is at 80%? And everybody's going to McDonald's, right? I mean, as soon as I saw this, right? As soon as I saw this, and then the market fell out of it. Like, this is really a funny video. And it's a funny video because people actually feel this way. That's why it's funny. The market was at 109K. This wouldn't be funny. Now it's funny because everyone feels this way. And Michael Saylor comes in and is like, oh, okay. Crypto Twitter is going to McDonald's and boom. Mike is issuing $21 billion to get more. While Crypto Twitter is at McDonald's because they just sold everything to Michael Saylor and BlackRock. Okay. Crypto scam. Texas is the best for sure. Get fit, don't quit. Not a big fan of the new Canadian Prime Minister. Is antivirus still a good buy? Okay, I cannot give you investment advice. I bought more antivirus. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. And I can show you that they have a talking dead guy on Spotify. I spent more time on antivirus this morning. What do I think on AI agents on virtuals and Truflation? All right, well, let's look at Truflation. At some point, the speculative AI trade will come back. Antivirus is a part of that trade. I just think that, you know, you better hold on to some higher quality stuff. So I don't know. This had a very high market cap once upon a time. And a lot of this stuff has gotten to a point I don't know where I think maybe you look at it. You look at it now. Truflation. I don't know. I just remember this being a huge market cap coin. I remember it being this huge story. Oh, yeah. You know, we got the solution to all the economic data. But now it's destroyed. And if it's destroyed and it actually does something, maybe you should look at it. Now, if you're long it, your accountant probably wants you to dump it and move it somewhere else. If your accountant doesn't want you to dump it, why would you dump it now? Why would you dump it in the discount zone? I don't think you would. But that's just me. So You know, I don't see any point in unloading stuff at the discount zone. I just lost the discount zone on TradingView, but we'll bring it back. Okay, so let's talk about this. Everyone is bearish. Everyone. And whenever everyone is bearish, normally it pays to take the other side. And the longer that they're bearish, just like 2023, the more it pays to take the other side. And the worse it trades, the more likely it is it's a major bottom. Because I think what everyone wants is everyone wants the pain to end. That's what everyone wants. And the more pain they inflict, the bigger the bottom. This is, again, what happened in 2023. It's like, you know, back then it was BlackRock. You knew the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF was coming, and they still left Bitcoin below 20K for 6 months. And then all of a sudden you blinked and it went from 16 to 30 on a rope. It just was like, whoop. So how long are they going to leave it down here? How much pain are we going to have to put up with? I don't know, man. But it's like, I understand if you're wrecked, and I understand that. You know, I'm not happy with a lot of things. I'm not happy. It's hard. At the end of the day, we're selling everything when we're bearish, retail is bearish, and smart money is borrowing $21 billion to buy more. You got to seriously think about that. Like, if you were in a market, you're in a bar, and some guys, yeah, you know, I trade in soybeans. And me and all my buddies are negative selling, and we're never coming back. But Cargill and some giant food company are borrowing $21 billion to buy our capitulation. And you'd be like, bro, why are you selling? Right. Everyone's going to McDonald's. McDonald's jokes are funny in crypto. The last time McDonald's jokes were funny in crypto, it was a major bottom. I remember the guy from El Salvador, in order to get everyone to calm down, had to make a joke. He went on and did a press conference wearing a McDonald's visor to try to make a joke about what happened to his P&L. When they make McDonald's jokes, it's over. It's over. Long Bitcoin, short the Magnificent Seven. Like, if that's the trade and you have to move money from alts to Bitcoin for temporarily, you know, don't lose all your trading capital. All right. So that's this morning's speech. Let's see if Michael Saylor can help us out here. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.